Hey, this is Benny Cooley here. We have a long-range arms send it level, and we're going to show you some really neat things that you can do with this and programming it. You can actually, it has the capability of memorizing or locking in 4 different positions at a 90-degree angle to your rifle. So I can have it 90 degrees here. I can have it vertically up and down like a stoplight this way. I can have it hanging vertically on the right side of the rifle. I can actually invert it and it will lock all 4 of these positions in. We're going to walk you through on how to do that. First thing we want to do is we're assuming that your rifle scope has been plumbed out, zeroed in good to your rifle. So I put the send it unit on, and I'm going to check and make sure the rifle is set up nice and level. Okay. From the factory calibration, all this is set in and it allows us to lock all this in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lock in the positions. This one's good to go, so we don't need to do anything different here. We're now going to have it mounted vertically on the left side of the weapon. A lot of people like this because it reduces the signature or print of it, the device itself, to send it level. Now you'll notice I've got 2 blue lights, and this ring is not 90 degrees in line with the scope. That was done on purpose. We want to show you just the capabilities of this unit itself that we have and the unique programming. So as long as you're within less than 5 degrees, all right, we can program the send it level to read and give you a green light so you know that there's no cant in the weapon, and that will stay true even at inclination shooting of like 45 up to 45 degree angles. How we do this is we've now got to check and make sure our weapon has stayed 0, which we can take our cap off and use the manual level on the top, and we're just making sure that's set up there good. And now I'm going to go into here to the send it level, and I'm going to bounce it off the top, and that enters into a calibration mode. You'll notice outside lights and they blink in. If I keep the gun nice and zeroed here, it will lock that position in, and now it has that stored. The other 2 positions would be the right side of the weapon. Obviously, we could take this ring and put it over here on this side, but for convenience, we're just going to mount it on the front rail here in the stoplight position. So once again, once we have it mounted in the position that we want, we check and make sure our gun is zeroed up here on the top and it hasn't moved around a bunch on us. I now enter the calibration mode again. It's a 0 calibration mode is what we call it. And I hold the gun where it needs to be and let it lock in. That position is now stored. And we're going to do the last position, which is inverted upside down on the right side of the weapon. So we have that locked in again, taking my spirit level here, or mechanical level, whatever you would like to call it. I now start the calibration mode here of the 0, and I make sure the gun is lined up properly on the top, and I let it read in. When the green light stops flashing, you know it's locked into position. Now what we're going to do, just for the speed of putting this on, we're going to take our toolless mounting system off, so we can just lay this on quickly. I come back in at 90 degrees, which is our baseline we set up here, and I make sure the gun's nice and level. And I try and keep it locked in place, where you put it in a vise, have a friend hold it, whatever. So now without moving the gun itself, I'm just going to move the level. And it locks in. I have a green light here. Remember, this is about a little over 3 degrees off right now. I now come over to the right side of the weapon, put it into a stoplight position, and when I push it flat there, we have a green light. And when I invert it, we also have a green light. Just one of the many features of the long-range send it electronic shooting level. And that, my friends, is nothing but badass.